growth, sharing our growth,
And we are
sharing on multiple platforms. Welcome, everybody.
We are doing things.
Yes, Lee, you're on TikTok as well, live, as well as on our beautiful platform here.
Yes, so at the moment I'm looking at 3 different screens. I've got my TikTok on my phone, I've got Facebook for the comments on here, and we're in the Vimeo stream. So that's how we get all the cool background platform and everything like that, and how we're able to keep it fairly exclusive to what we want and what we love to show. And that's the creativity, that's the beautiful background that is us and what we've spent our time doing. So I absolutely love being able to do all of these things all at once. It's the advancements of technology, and it's really, really cool. So yeah,
I love that. And
let's do it all at once.
Yeah. I'm Insta here on our Awæcnian Insta at Awæcnian, AWAECNIAN, and on Facebook too. So this is day 8 of our 10-day challenge. We started the year with a couple of little episodes. We had a lot of really beautiful rest, rejuvenation that was really required, and we shared why we were coming back on, because I think when people get to see your genius zones and they get to feel your heart, your transformation, there's this beautiful, authentic piece around your expertise and wisdom that gets to be shared. And we spoke a lot about authenticity yesterday, about shifting out of that icky, nobody likes to be sold to, but everybody likes to buy. But it's this mindset piece, the limiting beliefs. But if you're invited into a conversation, if you're invited into a space, if you're invited into people's hearts and their stories, there's a different feeling to that. And yesterday we spoke about this, and I was really sitting with Flea's beautiful perspective of, like, for her, this invitation is sales. It is. All the things that sales is defined by is what we do. We engage, we build the relationships. You spoke about betterment the other day, to better yourself. And on the beautiful sales diagram I looked at, I'm like, yeah, we do that in our own lives, in the multifaceted things that we do. And I was like, this is how your unique codes of sales, if I want to use that term, unique codes of being magnetic get to shine when we invite people into those spaces. And we felt a little glimpse of that yesterday, didn't you, Flea?
Yeah. Having, I guess, my creative skills come alive has been something that I never actually thought would be a job potential. I didn't think art could make a living, because that was the story that I was fed, that artists are starving, they're, homeless. Like, even when we hear about a lot about like celebrities and things, their first starts were, oh yeah, I was living out of my car. I think Sylvester Stallone had to sell his dog. And like, this is crazy. So, this is the stories that we teach our children, and it really limits the heart. And I guess that's what we come back to. And yes, there is selling in there, and I hate it. I don't like it. But we do have opportunities to offer. And how else are you meant to do that other than say, oh, this is what we've got? And like you said, Marie, that invitation is really important, because we're not saying you have to have it, that you have to fix or any of that. It's just, this is what we've gone through. This is how we've turned our lives around from leaving our full-time jobs and going out on our own and starting a business and following those passions and dreams. And the opportunities do pop up. So yesterday it was just a small little creative workshop in Brookwater at the beautiful Creative Hearts Gallery, which is a lovely space opened to potential artists, new artists like myself. I sold 2 pieces, and now I get to run workshops. So this is something really beautiful, because it allows me to come back into my inner child, into myself, and then just really feel whole. It's like, okay, people actually want this. Children want this. Parents are enthusiastic about, about being able to use these skills. And it's like, well, it doesn't have to just be about creating art, because I know when I go through the processes, there's so much more to it. And especially for adults that can comprehend that, when we dive deep into the psyche of like why we're choosing colors, why we pick the shapes we do, why we're heavy-handed and perfectionists, and releasing that perfection, that gets to be expressed naturally. And you get to learn through your own temperaments, like, oh, okay, yeah, I really do want to hold control. And beautiful Way was talking about her style and how, we'd love to just do the contemporary stuff where it's layer upon layer and mess upon mess. And it's like, I can't do it because I like the neatness. I like the perfection. I like the detail. And it's like, yeah, when can we release that and just play? And I love doing that, especially in the workshops, because canvases, even if it doesn't work out and you don't like it, you can take it home and you can repaint over it. You can start again, or you can keep working on it. And that really gives us a lot more insight into life and into the foundations of our inner child, our core self, and what they're seeking and desiring. And it may not be art. It could be dance, and you're beautiful at this, Marie, where, you just get to express yourself because you're just feeling in the mood and you just really want to give it your all. And like, that's fantastic. It's somatic exercise. It allows your body to regulate in a way that most people aren't even aware of what they're doing. So I really feel that the creative areas in the world have really been overlooked. And if we go right back to ancient theory, Plato and who's the other one with Plato? Socrates. They were all talking about this history of. It is Socrates, yeah. So this the mastery of self, where yeah, that's it, Aristotle. I knew there was another one. So when we go into the mastery of self, we're really tapping into what it means to be us, and sometimes that's expressed in very weird and unusual ways. But when we're around people that support that, and when we provide environments of that support, the world just gets to expand naturally. We get to be in community and in our full essence of what it is to be human. There's, that bickering and the fight and the need to take in the world that we're being taught so much of gets to be eliminated, because I feel like I belong. And there was a really beautiful post shared this morning. What is happiness and how does it relate to safety? And it's one and the same, because when you feel safe in your body to be 100% authentic, you are safe. And a lot of people, if you're finding that you're hiding a little bit of yourself, or that you're not able to be who you really are around the people that you're surrounding yourself with, it's not your people. Yeah. And it's a hard lesson to learn, but it is very much the foundation that we need. And this card has come up every single day this week.
I love that, Zoe. I love that.
And there again.
Yeah, guys, it's setting foundations, right? And again, those pieces around releasing control. Again, a message came through, was like, release the how. Keep doing the baby steps. Keep showing up. Keep doing the things, and you'll receive. Yesterday, I spoke into like wanting to call in 10K. It dropped in. One of the business accounts. There is more coming in our other ones. The opportunities with people feeling, experiencing who we are, and the multitude of ways we get to help them. It's tailoring our expertise to the person, to the client, to the child, to the experience. And that flexibility that Flea spoke about, we spoke about it yesterday. And the great leaders are the ones that are flexible. They can have those strong foundations within self, and can see the needs of the people around them. And so when we talk about receipt, like, I wasn't expecting that. We did ask for it. You got to ask, though. We think about the things, or we may jump, because we spoke about all of the icky things, and we spoke about transformation, and we called it in, and we're like, we had fun with it. Literally less than 24 hours. It's like magic, but it's not, because a week earlier, there's a beautiful member in Creative Hearts who asks for things. Hui is just exceptional at, she's like, okay, well, let's ask for this. What else can we ask for? Like, okay, cool. And I forgot about it. I actually didn't ask for it. I wasn't even there when they're like, can
No, we
we,
just hold it in.
yeah, we just like, claimed it. Oh, look, there's a little dragon coming through here. Look, and when you claim it, the dragons come a flying. The mystical things happen. The unicorn wisdom drops in.
We actually spoke about that yesterday. Remember, we said, oh, the literal or the creative. It's like, the dragon could literally pop up. And thank you, Aya, for popping up as the dragon today, because this is that replication and inspiration that we were talking about. It's like when you choose to believe, and I'm seeing stars right now, so it's beautiful. Thank you, Spirit. But when we choose to believe in the magic, and I know that you sent me a beautiful post about, look, it dropped in, and yes, more opportunities are coming. And my response was a little bit different, because like I did speak yesterday about I want to get my nails done. The money that came in for me doesn't cover that. So I'm very grateful for the opportunity and for what did come in, but it's not the freedom that my inner child is seeking to be able to go and get those things done. So the gratitude is there, and the knowing of these things is happening, the potential, the growth, and all of that beauty. And I'm just holding that. It's like, yeah, that's fine when it is time and it's ready, because even if I was to go get it done and I could just go and spoil myself and get my nails done, the maintenance of being able to go back and get that done, that there
That's
is where
where
I'm like, oh, do I want to get it done and then let it grow out? That would be disappointing, and I'd feel bad in myself. So it's like, no, I'm waiting for that opportunity where it gets to become something that I don't even have to think about, that I just get to enjoy it without the, how am I going to cover this bill, or how is that going to come in? And it is a hard one to release. It's like definitely the shadow side, the transformation that we all need, is to release that mental block of, oh, but what if, and what, and the waiting and the holding on that. So I guess I really want to talk a little bit more into that, Marie, like that, you just effortlessly just release, and it's like, oh yeah, whatever, it will happen. And I've heard these before, and I've seen the magic of when you do create and you do just, I'm calling this in, and it's like, wow, that actually happened, like that worked for you. And like, how do you hold that the whole entire time without that negative coming in and like pulling you back down?
Well, it does come in, and you breathe through it. And this is the thing around the power of the body and the breath. And before we jumped on, went live, Flea had his big sigh. It was like there was release. You're like, it was actually really lovely to feel, because it was like whatever tensions you were holding on to in that moment, you're just like, okay, I'm just going to let that go. I felt it in your breath. Whatever was
That was
going
the
through your
anxiety
head,
over this.
the
I was like,
techno.
can I do two things at once? And do I really want to do two things at once? Is
Yeah.
this going to distract me and pull me away? And I was just like, just do it. Like, who cares? If nobody
Yeah.
tunes in, then nobody tunes in. And just there, it's only there for me to see what it's like to be able to do all of these things once. So, yeah.
Exactly, that reflection to yourself. And it was like I was in that another space last night where we were talking about all of these things and these similar threads, but it's through the breath, understanding the contraction and release, and like really embodying that and feeling the things, feeling the resistance, noticing the things around you, being aware, which is like in the pillars of our foundation, but really being able to just allow it to be witnessed as it is, and breathe and take the next step and do the next thing, and bring in those pieces of visualization that we said yesterday into feeling, what does it feel like to be that person, that leader, that the visionary, the manifester, the creator that we all are, and continue to have faith that it's going to happen. And literally yesterday as well, um, when you were in the space, that there was another artist that came in who, and we were talking about this a couple of days ago about the ability to create safe spaces and create places. And we've had these gold touches in Creative Hearts through our experience and also our role modeling. I think because of of me also working with you and creating what we've created with Awæcnian has allowed Sean Hui to feel the ripple effects and also feel your magic coming in to role model and see and drop those seeds so then they can flourish. And these are the unseen ripple effects that you have on people, whether they're conscious of it or not. But there's a part of me deep down knowing that because of every action, every leaning into the stretch, the hardships, the things, has allowed something from my heart, from your heart, from their hearts to open and expand. And, you know, I feel like those spaces, and even when you were in the space that this artist came in, had seen what we were created. His wife is also a school officer, a teacher. So they were talking about the children. But I think by witnessing what we were actually physically doing and creating, and he had seen it in pre-mode, but he's like, I want to have that wall. I want to go to the next level. I want help doing that. And I find like now, because of the things that I've set in myself, I actually don't, and this is what we've spoken about, I just want the ease and flow and things to happen. I actually haven't had to physically talk to some of these people, and it just happens because others are now feeling the frequency of that. And I remember, was it last year, we were talking about, the academies and the schools, and there was this piece around, she's like, I don't care what it looks like, I just want it to happen. Whether Awæcnian shifts into this or this, it doesn't matter. But this is, I see myself in these places and the beautiful foundation that somebody else is creating it for us. Like, I would have never even dreamed of having this property or this location, and Sean had thought about these things, and he's like, let's go here, and then we planted the seeds. And I remember conversations at the last launch event. So there's all of these like connections and pieces of the puzzle that have percolated through people and places and times and spaces. That rhymed. And the big pieces of the puzzle come forward.
Yeah.
And it's cool. I know you're like, I just want to create, and I want the people that want to do it and that will pay for it. And it's this combination of meeting people where they're at, still calling in what you want. And I can see, Flea, like after talking to that one mother yesterday, kids are going to be lining up, adults are going to be lining up, and you're going to be like fully booked out. And it's we don't have the full capacity of the space, but this facet of creative connections of what we established in our foundations of Awæcnian, but also in our hearts and our souls, and for the bigger picture of the world, like these are the big dreams that, get to be founded and what we do. And this is what we do in not only our lives, but in your life. We help you get to those
That
good
foundation
values,
part is
right?
it is beautiful to see that and to have that recognition of like, this was amazing. Like, I got a beautiful little goodie bag of chocolates at the end of it, and it wasn't something I was expecting. It's like, I just wanted to bring this back to you before you left, just to say thank you. And it's like, you paid for the course though, you didn't need to say thank you. Like, oh, how lovely. But to be able to then come home and go, oh, look what I got, like, they're the beautiful moments. They're the things that I cherish more than anything. And you can't see it, I've got a beautiful little tiny painting that one of the girls from the last workshops that we did, she gave me, and it's like, oh, that is just so beautiful. It's like, I really wanted you to have this. I went home and I practiced and I created this. And do you love it? Yes, I love it. I really do. I like, it's sitting over on my altar there. That's a bit of a mess, but everything in here is a bit of a mess when you create. It's hard to maintain and keep clean. And I guess that is one of the beautiful things about having a space like Creative Hearts, is I don't have to have a messy home to be able to go and create somewhere. And I know for parents, like, a lot of the time it's like, where do you store all this stuff? Where do you put it? Like, how do you maintain your nice clean home if you've got paint here, there, and everywhere. It's quite difficult. So having a space where you can just go and do that thing. And I read into a lot of the musicians and how they're trapped in these contracts with the what are they called, the directors, the music
Mm.
producers, and all of that. How that they basically then feel owned by these companies because they sign a contract to record with them. And it's like, but I'm the creator; it's my music. And a lot of the times, even if I use my own money to create a record, they're taking their chunk and they say, "No, we own that."
Mm.
And you have to behave a certain way. And I'm seeing like lots of influencers and things like that on TikTok that are coming out and saying, because of this sponsor and because of this, I have to behave in this way. And it's like, no, not at all. Like, this is what I want to create with Awæcnian, is that, we do have a studio recording room, not because I'm a great musician, but I'd like to be able to try. And I'd like to have the equipment and the things there to be able to go, maybe I can create something. And in this joint venture of joining in with, our club or our business, that you get to then offer an opportunity for somebody else. It's like we worked it out in this business that, yes, we're a partnership, but Awæcnian Academy itself is an entity on its own. So whatever we make as Awæcnian, it gets split in three so that continues to give back to the world, to anything that we can do. And the more that we can give back and give into that productivity, the more opportunities there are for us to celebrate individuals as they are and to work together. Like, if I said yesterday, if Marie succeeds in one of her ventures, so like I will share pretty much everything that comes through the business. We've got some speakers and some of the people that have supported us in our summits. When their stuff comes up, it's like, I want to share because I've worked with them and I know that they're honorable. I know that they're valuable and I know that their work is going to mean something to somebody else. And if me sharing to my 3K viewers or for whatever I've got, I have no idea, it's on different platforms. If I can share to these different platforms and show the world that these people are available and I am a trustworthy person. So if I'm saying that these people are valuable, that's because I've worked with them. That's because the information that they're sharing is valuable and it is something that has helped me, or it's helped you, or it's helped my family. And that's where we get to live in complete harmony. That's where, like, the birth of creation happens. That's where the Empress energy gets to come out and that fertility of new things gets to be, because it's like, I want to work with you on this. Well, by creating a studio room, how many young musicians, and we've met some at creative festivals, that don't have a space to do that, don't have the
Mm.
equipment, get to actually create an album and for that to be
Yes.
successful. Like, my daughter, one of the songs that we wanted to use for an event, and she created this beautiful song, and I'm like, wow, I never could have done that, but just by giving her lyrics. So Wild Goddess, Shani Lee Kaminsky on Spotify,
I've
that was
got
just
it.
a song that we created for an event. And it is beautiful. Like, it is so
Beautiful.
magical and mystical. And if we didn't collaborate and we didn't work together, that wouldn't have been released and people wouldn't get to hear her voice. And I believe that
Mm.
there is still true humanity, is when we get to celebrate someone else, we win. So watching those young people yesterday, and even yourself, Marie, like, I've never done a painting like this before and didn't want to tackle a portrait, and all of a sudden she's doing one of the most complex ones out of the lot. Like, that's beautiful to see people go, I'm not scared of this. I'm going to give it a go. And to take their art or their joy to the next level, like, how magical is that to be part
Mm.
of that experience? So
Yeah.
I know the money didn't come in as I wanted, but like we said yesterday, money is not always what the inner child needs. It's a byproduct of that, that when
Yes.
we're authentic, when we're true to ourselves, when we are in our original Empress energy, and that's meant to, we get to actually be who we want to be inside. And that there is true happiness and safety. And so much of us are living in fight or flight. So that happiness, that safety is what we need.
That little girl
And
of
that's
you that received that little thank you gift when you were like, I got this gift. It was like, oh, there's a little girl, and you're like, I just wanted to receive something, to say thank you. And you weren't expecting it, but like you lit up when you're like, I got this cute little just chocolate. I know as a little girl, I love chocolate too. When you get those little just that kindness, that simple act of kindness goes a long way. So really appreciating that beautiful parent, and her daughter just loves art, and it was like she really did, and she was like the fastest, and even though she's like 9, she gave it a red hot go, and it looked really good. And then I just to see doing a chicken was hard, and she finished it, and she's like, "No," I'm like, "Do you want to add this?" The mum in me, the perfection. "Do you want to add this?" She's like, "No, no, I'm done. I'm happy with that." Okay. And it's funny, the pieces around like making things perfect or complete. It's like our children teach us how to let go. And even for me,
Mhm.
it was really beautiful to experience because I've been just like working and going. So to like sit for those 3 hours and for me to just paint, that was like my little bit of joy, and just to stop and to connect and listen. And even things like, oh, you should put your water on the thing so the paint mixes. Because I was putting it on the brush and then going straight on the thing. Just little details and insights like that to help the paint last longer or to keep coming to the colors. I wouldn't have even thought of any of that because my mind was thinking about other things. And so this is where like art reflects life, and the little details and the things like that, and the care, but also that time to put into yourself, I think is really important. And I hadn't stopped to just do something for me. So thank you. Thank you for coming. Literally the day before, I was like, I don't know who's coming. And at like 5, 6 o'clock, I'm like, it's on. We've got a little group of people. And that's how you start, right? I know when I did my first women's circle breathwork circle, I had 2 ladies come in, and then it doubled, and then it got into a big group, and then things shift again. And if you start something, it's not just for those people, it's for you as well to experience yourself in those moments and in a different space. And we spoke yesterday about those leaps of faith and putting yourself in the unknown so that you can experience that next version of yourself in that moment. And I think we forget about that. And then people get scared to do the thing, or to do that workshop, or to reach out to that client, or to even start their business, because you get so stuck in your head and worried about 10 million steps ahead when all you need to do is like, what's that one step I need to do next? What's the one step I need to do next? And then you start building the other steps when you build the confidence and mastery in yourself to then create the structures and the foundations to build a team, to work with more people, to actually then collaborate and listen. I've learned so much from Flea by us working together, which has then given me foundations to work with Sean and Hui, because I've had to learn how to deeply listen to other people's values, belief systems, how they're feeling, listen, honor it, also still say my piece, and sometimes sit in that discomfort of like, okay, we're disagreeing right now, and that's okay because that will happen. And still coming back to the point of like, we still have the same vision and goal in the end. So let's just notice this. How do we like become better, that betterment of working together to improve so maybe this doesn't happen next time, or we can be more aware of it. Like these are the little micro things that you breathe through in your nervous system so that you can work in relationship with others. And these are the mastery keys in our foundation course.
I love that you brought up union and mentioned your husband, because I'm kind of watching the people that have checked in and looking at the TikTok, and most of them are men. And a lot of what I'm seeing and what is being reflected is the not feeling safe to fully open up and fully express themselves. And that leads to that major depression, the suicide rates, and everything escalating. And 3 of the cards that were there were the union cards. So harmony, balance, that birth of creation within yourself. So the union to yourself. And there is a huge distortion. And I've seen like the reactions from a lot of people when a man does open up and they're hit with like this blank wall of, oh, just man up, or oh, just do this, and this toxic response. And, you know, you then see the men, this is why men don't open up. And I fully understand, I fully agree. And I know that it's a hard place to be in because a lot of women aren't actually in their capability, they're not in their safety to be able to hold space for that. That takes a very divine sense of self. It's a very healed person to be able to hear a person in their pain, to not um, take it inside, and to not then, you know, translate it back as a, oh, well, this is my wounding and you did this, and all of the toxic stuff that happens. It's being able to hold space in a way that knows you're okay just as you are, and there are people out there that can support you in your choices, in your decision, in finding yourself again. Like, that's really where all of this comes back to. We have union in our relationships, and that's our desires. It's what I want. And a lot of that's attached to our sexual organs. So, you know, when we think of intimacy and relationships, well, it's two people together in union, in that sexual energy that then keeps developing those desires into actual action. And
Mm.
the thing is when we're out of balance and we're not in harmony with ourselves, when we're not um, in our divine union, where we do feel safe to express all of ourselves, and that's what we were talking about earlier with the happiness, is knowing that that safety does require both the feminine and masculine energy within us to be balanced. And if you can't express your feelings as a man, then you're not in harmony, you're not in balance, you're not in union with yourself to be able to fill your own cup. And if you can't fill your own cup, then that's a flow on effect that's going to affect the relationships in your life. It's going to then stem out. And if you've got a feminine that isn't healed, that is a wound coming from a wounded space, that doesn't understand themselves enough to be able to hold that, you can see where the cycle just keeps perpetuating. It's like, well, you don't hear me, you don't hear me, and this toxicity that just keeps coming around. This is what awareness did for me. I know I've been definitely in my wounded now, where it was like everything was a response to something I'd done. It's like, okay, yeah, well, that must be my fault because I didn't do enough, or I'm not here enough, I'm not loving enough, I'm not doing any of the things. And every single trait was like, hang on a sec, do I really need to absorb that as mine? No, I don't. Can I just sit and listen? I can.
Mm.
And space, even if that is not going to change. Like, it's really recognizing what are you, it's your boundaries, like what are you actually capable of holding if that person doesn't change. Like, if you look at yourself and you look at the partner you're with, it's like, if they stay exactly as they are you okay with that? And if you're not, then that's the question you need to say, well, why would I not be okay with that? What part of me is either triggered? And that's one of our beautiful modules in this, is identifying your trigger and then playing with it, because they
Yeah.
really can be fun when you start to notice. It's like, oh, I was triggered by that. Why? Well, let's go investigate and be a little detective and find out the problem. But in doing that, it allows then for the acknowledgement and the acceptance, which is the next two pillars in our course, to then be able to go, okay, I can recognize I'm triggered. I can do my own healing, but I can still hold space and accept the person for where they are. And we all heal differently at our own pace. And I don't like heal, I call it purification, because when we say we're healing, it's like there's something wrong, but we're purifying ourselves. We're coming back to what it really means to
Mm.
honor our own feelings. And that is the divine feminine within all of us. Our feelings, they matter. And so many men have those toxic patterns with their fathers, and well, he was angry and I was angry, and, you know, oh, let's just pass on anger. How cool. But let's
Mm.
not. Let's be aware enough that we can actually step into our own accountability. And that's the hugest thing. That's right up there before we hit alignment, being
Yes.
accountable for what we do. So that could just be, I did choose the wrong partner. I've done it, really did. I stayed too long and I sacrificed so much and I lost parts of myself. But I'm accountable for that. I know that I made the choice to stay. I know that I made the choices to stay silent when it came to my assault as a child. And these things are really beautiful to witness and to just hold and go, okay, I can accept my part in my trauma.
Mm.
And I feel like this is really where this goes. So anyone on TikTok, we are providing a beautiful awareness course. It's 34 modules of just really beautiful information that both Marie and myself have gone through. We've worked out, oh, when I'm in this mode, I actually need more, or I need something else.
Yeah.
And it just gives you that invitation to really go deeper into your own core wounds and what it means to be you.
Oh, I just have loved witnessing you in that last segment of you sharing your transformation, because there was this piece around earlier with the triggering parts where you're like, I don't like that word sales, but you just transformed in your most authentic, powerful way into a powerful salesperson through your unique codes. This is and this piece, right? When you work with us, we can witness these things, even in ourselves, in you. But like that part of yourself that was ick yesterday, and there still could be resistance there, you've actually embraced it, and you've just role modeled and demonstrated through your story, through your uniqueness and your passion, and literally just sharing what we created. And when we step into that part of us that triggers us the most and embrace it, that's where the most powerful transformations come. And even though the techniques, if you broke it down or doing that, you actually embodied the saleswoman in your authentic way, in this archetype of sharing through invitation, using the language that suits you, the feeling of your own life experience, showing the transformation from here to here. And you've just like totally in that moment just gone from here to here. And when we do that, like Flea's just like demonstrated this just so beautifully. When you embrace the parts of yourself that you're resisting, that's where the biggest transformations happen for you. Boom.
Boom. I love that. And I just really want to leave this with all of the audiences on all of the different platforms. This is the beautiful confidence book that my daughter got me. And I just open it up to random pages because I know that whatever comes through in the moment is meant for me right now and meant for anybody watching. But it's developed staying power. Life is not easy for any of us. But what of that? We must have perseverance above all confidence in ourselves. We must believe that we are gifted for something and that this thing, at whatever cost, must be attained. Oh, my words don't want to work for me. But that staying power, like I'm a Leo, so I'm very fiery and I'm very much, if I set myself a challenge, I will see it through. So if I start a course and I don't particularly like it, I'll see it through to the end because I know for whatever reason it will come back around and it's something I'm meant to know. And that really is what I believe that the staying power is. It's like, I believe in myself that this is going to work. It's meant to work. I wouldn't keep driving it if I didn't believe that it held some value.
Yeah.
And it is going back to, you are gifted in whatever it is that you feel that you're gifted in. And you have to put that thing above all else because that there is what we need to attain.
Oh, I love that. And Frances is watching on Instagram, listening into you, Flea. She's like, Amen. Life is not easy, but we must believe. So thank you for listening in, Frances.
My dragon.
The dragon's back. Oh, look, there's two dragons. How amazing. We're going to leave.
Mine needs to be blue.
Okay, gentle blue.
Mine needs to be blue, Aya.
Blue dragon for Flea. She's in creation mode. We're all in creation mode. I love that. And guys, if you want to come and connect with us, you know how. Come and visit us at www.Awæcnian Academy. The text is here. And come and set those foundations. You know, come and connect with us. Type in co-create to receive that beautiful offer. And we just so look forward to working with you because we know that we're going to be able to work together to get you to that next level of transformation. So sending you so much love, and we'll see you tomorrow for our last day of lives.
Bye, guys.